What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Chilling Tales. So this bear attack happened to 3 little boys. All right. It took place along some train tracks, like what you see right here. See the gravel and the train tracks? A bear attack happened up on these, and I'll tell you what happened after that. It was a heinous attack. Now, some would say, Iceman, why do you tell the stories like this? The innocent suffering. Well, these little boys were bullies, and they were bastards. So I'll let you kind of decide where the morality is in all of this. But as you guys know, on this channel, I don't sugarcoat things. I just give you the facts. Also got to be on the lookout because this is Michigan, after all, a very wooded area. And bears have been spotted. And don't have my hand cannon on me right now. I left it in the damn car. But if y'all will like this video, subscribe to the page, paw that bell so you're notified next time I post a video, and blessings to my patrons. Links in the description below. Become a patron if you want to support the Chilling Tales. No bots here, no AI bullshit. All right? No sponsorship, not trying to sell you some product. So if you guys will, just like the video. And let me know if you see a bear behind me. Whew! Yep, it's a bit eerie out here, not gonna lie. So there's those train tracks. So these 3 boys were 10, 11, 13 years old. There was a chubby one in the middle. His name was Josh. Real fat kid. All right, just trying to give you guys good visualization. They would often come up on these train tracks and hurl rocks at the trains going by, trying to get through the window, hit the engineer or whatever. These boys were troublemakers, all right? But I mean, again, who do you blame? Is it nature? Is it nurture? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. These boys, one summer day, school was out, obviously. They had the whole summer to run amok and create mischief. They saw some other boys down the train tracks, another group of 3 boys who weren't really from this side of the neighborhood. All right, these 3 boys, they came up just walking the train tracks just for fun. And of course, Josh and his friends, the bullies, saw them coming up. Now, these 3 boys were minding their own business. The new boys on the block or whatever. They were a little younger than the bullies. And all of a sudden, some gravel hits the ground by their feet. Just. And lo and behold, they look down the tracks and they spot them bullies throwing rocks at them. All right. Now, at this point, the rocks didn't hit anybody. But the 3 younger boys were startled. This is the first encounter they had. I mean, really, you're throwing rocks at people. And these are big rocks. It could be pretty damn dangerous. I mean, hell, as far as I know it, that's assault with a deadly weapon. Granted, the boys throwing them might not have been, they're not grown men after all, but, boys' skulls aren't fully developed. So rock, well placed, could do a lot of damage, maybe permanent damage to one of the younger boys, and who knows, they could have went and beat the hell out of them with the rocks. But they were throwing the rocks at these new boys. New boys didn't really know what to make of it. They started running down the tracks. They were afraid. They tried to get away. But then they hesitated a couple times, thinking, oh, we should stick up to these bullies. One of the kids played baseball. He was a good pitcher in Little League. He thought about picking up a damn rock and throwing it himself. I mean, look at the size of some of these rocks. All right? Them are Some of those rocks are, you can fit in your fist like that, like a walnut. You do a lot of damage. Josh, the fat one, hit one of the new kids in the head. Hit him right above the eyebrow with a rock. Boom! All of a sudden, blood just starts gushing out of his eye. His eyebrow right here. No, that can bleed a lot. That's a high bleeding area. But blood was just running down his face. Them boys were scared. And the bullies were yelling sort of homophobic insinuations, you know? Or what have you called it? I didn't mean to say that. I mean, they were yelling terms that indicated homosexuality in an insulting sort of manner. You know, I mean, they didn't know the younger boy's orientation. I mean, they were straight as far as I know it. It's kind of regardless of the point. They were calling them that word that rhymes with maggot, okay? You guys know what I'm talking about? I just don't really want to say it on this channel because, I mean, I don't know how strict YouTube is on that stuff. But they'd yell to him, maggots! You maggot! Get back here, you little maggot! You know? But they were using the one that starts with an F. I'd say it, but I mean, I gotta look up the terms on YouTube. I don't really know if I can say it, honestly. Because, I mean, I'm trying to give you guys the facts here. But they were yelling that stuff, you know? I mean, it was meant to be very insulting. And obviously, I mean, this attack took place in the mid-90s. And, I mean, kids don't like being called it if they're not, you know? I mean, I think the basis behind it is you're trying to rule them out of the mating pool. When other men or boys insult other boys in that manner, you're trying to say, you're not even straight anyway, you're this and that, and all the connotations that come with that. So, I mean, obviously, they were just using it as an insult, right? And quite severely. So they'd yell it, you maggots! You maggot, get back here, you maggots, you little webs, you gonna go call your mommy, you little pussies, you know, all sorts of nasty words with these rocks in their hands, and they kept throwing them at the young boys. They would miss, except for the one that hit Dougie. Them young boys, they scurry up under the train tracks, all right, and they come up through the brush like a little tunnel, kind of like this. They come running down. And that's when them other boys follow them. Those other boys, they send the smallest one. See, they're trying to really showcase their dominance here. The small one. A little tough guy, though. A little tough boy. Didn't have a daddy, obviously. But a little bad boy. So he comes running down this slope, chasing the three boys down the trail. Hey, get back here. Hey, look, just me. Just me. Just come see what you can do to just me. I'll take you all on, is what he's saying. Well, the other two boys, Josh and the older of the three, were standing up on this train track still taunting him. This young boy comes charging down the trail, and all of a sudden, the other two hear something behind them. Yeah, lo and behold, it was a grizzled black bear on the frickin' train tracks. They would often cross it. Often their shat and scat would be spotted on the train tracks. Josh didn't really know the dangers of bears. I don't think any of these boys did. Like I said, the internet wasn't very prominent these days. This was the mid-90s. All of a sudden, Josh decides to grab a rock. The bear's just sort of standing on the tracks like this. Just sort of swaying its head, just trying to make what's going on. Just panting. You know, it's not that big of a bear. It's a black bear. You know, this is in Michigan. Probably about 250 pounds. Josh himself might have weighed 200 pounds. But, you guys see what I'm saying? He picks up a rock, Josh, and he hurls it at the bear. It pelts the bear in the skull, and it just falls away. And the bear turns up at him and looks at him, just gazes him in the eyes. Josh was startled by it, and he sort of hesitantly started to run the other way, where the other boys were coming down off the trail, being chased by the small kid who was on Josh's team. And that's when the bear chased him down and tackled him. Obviously, the predator instinct kicked in. The bear chased Josh down the damn train tracks and tackled him. Well, the other boy, I can't remember all their names, but the older one sees this all happen. He's still up on the train tracks, remember. The bear starts ripping into Josh. Josh is squealing like a little piggy. Where the bear's just ripping into him, just it grabs just the lard on his back and just begins thrashing like a pit bull, just trying to rip the flesh off, just and then and Josh is just squealing like a damn pig. I'm not trying to be mean to the kids. Like I said, I don't know if this is deserving or not. That's for you guys to decide. I'm just letting you know how it went. The older boy sees that taking place. He runs at the bear with a rock in hand. Got to give him some credit where credit's due. And he tried to whale that bear over the head with a rock. I mean, like I said, the bear wasn't that big. But for those of you who follow my channel, you're going to know and find out and realize how dangerous these things can actually be. The boy whacks the bear on the head. The bear reacts. And it stands up and boom, whacks the kid over. It breaks his neck. All right? The older boy, who's about 13. Chiseled face, no dad, of course. He's a bad boy. He already looked in the face like he was a grown man. I mean, yeah, you had some scars and acne, but you guys see what I'm saying? These kids have matured fast. But he braked his freaking neck, the bear. The kid falls to the ground, neck kinked, just moaning in agony, just holding his neck. And that's when the bear turns back to Josh. All right, I'm keeping on a lookout here. It's like I said, there was a bear spotted in this area. I will make sure I'm prepared next time with at least some pepper spray. But the bear drags Josh. Josh sort of rolls down the side. You see how it's this big old slope. That's a big slope. This is like 10 feet high. That's like 15 feet high, okay? I mean, I'm 6'4", all right? And you guys can't, it's kind of hard to see the perspective here. Josh starts rolling down the damn hill, just bloodied carcass, screaming like a pig. Whee! Whee! The bear at this point decides it wants to eat him. I don't think this was necessarily a predatory attack. The bear acted in self-defense as far as I see it. But I think after it realized the blood coming out of the boy when it clamped down on the blubber on his back, the squeals that he made, I mean, sounded just like a damn pig. Here in Michigan, there are boars all over the place in some parts. All right, so they're actually a common prey for black bears. The bear chased him down the hill as the boy rolled down the hill. Now at this point, the other three boys are like gone. All right, and the young kid who came down to chase the other three boys, he hears what's going on up there, and they pretty much drop what they're doing with bullying these other kids, and he comes running up on the train tracks too, and he sees down the line what's going on to Josh. And then his other friend, the other kid, I can't remember his name, he's flat on his back, holding his neck is broken. The bear follows Josh down the hill, tries to grab him as it's running down the slant here. It's just trying to bring him back up the hill. I think the bear wanted to get him on the other side where it came from. All right, because this side over here, it's more like urban and everything. I think the bear wanted to go back into the deep woods and eat him. The bear chases him down the gravel. Josh's body's just getting cut up going down the gravel. All right, just cuts and everything, and he's squealing like a pig. The bear chases him down, clamps his jaws around him, and just starts yanking and yanking on him. And again, Josh, it was such a nightmarish event. And the bear tried to drag him up the damn slope. It's dragging him up. It can barely carry him. Like I said, Josh wasn't that much lighter than the bear. But the bear is so strong. And it would grab his flesh, a big clump of it on his back, and start dragging his carcass up the hill. Josh is like, ah, ah, ah! And then the bear would have to stop and rest and just pant for breath. It was trying to claim its kill. All right. And I don't know why Josh didn't get up. I think, honestly, he might have been paralyzed from this because it really got his spine good. But nonetheless, it would just go back and forth, just yanking, thrashing on his body, just yanking his little carcass around. He was screaming like a pig the whole time. It was amazing how long he served. This went on like 10 minutes. The bear was trying to drag him up over the damn slope. It probably could have killed him. I think it was nervous because the other boy was watching. You know, the small boy that they sent down after the victims, or whatever you want to call them. The victims were gone, but the bear knew that they were there for a moment. So I think the bear was nervous. It knew that there were other people around, you know. It didn't know if the other boys left. It didn't know they were all at odds with each other. Just figured they're all on the same team, I'm sure. Figured all just a bunch of humans or a tribe or something. But so the bear was rushing to get him up the hill. It just kept yanking him up. Then it'd let him go, and he'd roll back down the hill, squealing like a little pig. And then the bear would repeat itself. It'd grab him by the flesh, it'd grab him by the clumps of meat on his shoulder, and just try to carry him up by his collarbone. And it just destroyed this boy's body. All right. Like I said, I'm sorry I got to tell you guys these tales, these stories, these events, these chilling tales. But perspective is needed. And it is interesting. I mean, this is real life, you know? Like some things, sometimes bad things happen to good people. Sometimes the innocent suffer. But I mean, yeah, I mean, they were bullies. So you could say, oh, they're innocent still because they're kids. But I mean, I don't know. It's not really about the morality of the situation. This is all for perspective. All right? But eventually, Josh bled out. And the youngest boy in the group of bullies, he ran to town. He saw the older kid mangled on the train track. And the older kid, you got to remember, was like the alpha of the group. And he was down from one swipe. His neck, he was just sitting there, just gasping for air. He couldn't move. I think the bear paralyzed him. So he was slammed over on the gravel in the train tracks, still partly on the train tracks. The other kid's witnessing this massacre. The bear dragging his fat friend up and down the tracks, just dropping him down, rolling him down, trying to drag him up on the top. Young boy runs. He ran in the direction that the victims went, just way down this trail here. You see that? They all ran down that trail back into town. What a heinous bear attack. Long story short, the boy gets his mom's boyfriend, right? This guy's only like in his late 20s. This thuggish kind of guy. He was half drunk at the time. He comes running over here, and the bear's gone. All right, Josh's body is on the bottom of the tracks, mangled, bloodied, and he's dead. The other kid is paralyzed, the older kid, the alpha of the group. All right, Josh has gashes all over him, just his blubber coming out. I mean, it was, I don't mean to say it like that. He had the flesh, he had the, what do you call it? I don't know, the fat protruding from his back, his leg, his neck. The boy was massacred. Very pale-skinned kid. You know, blonde hair, bluish eyes, just big and, just chubby. Just trying to give you guys a good visualization. And the blood red all over his pale white skin just was nightmarish. All right. The other boy, the dad, there was no cell phones. All right. Well, there was, but they weren't abundant. The dad didn't have a cell phone. He picked up the kid who was paralyzed. He put him over his shoulder, and he took him home. They left Josh's carcass here. Like I said, he was dead. All right. I don't know if they call the cops, they call the ambulance, they come pick him up, the morgue or whatever. They take his body away. The other kid, paralyzed. I don't want to get into it, but What do you guys think about that? What a horrific bear attack. If you guys will like this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who's to blame here? You know, the bastards, the good kids. Was it the mom's fault, baby daddy's fault who left? Was it just the damn bear? What do you guys think about this bear attack? What could have been done to prevent it? Should you let boys just run amok? Should you let them just run amok in the wild? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like this video. Got to get the word out there. Become a patron to support the Chilling Tales, and I'll see you all tomorrow with more Chilling Tales from the Iceman.